We have a lot of flippin' good news today, and that's because we are talking about everything that's new in Season 8 of New World Aeternum. And believe it or not, there's actually a handful of pretty interesting and in depth changes in additions to content to do in New World. So, again, today's video is all about what's new in Season 8 and what we can expect down the road. So, if you are looking for something specific, go ahead and check out the description of this video because I'll have timestamps for everything. Otherwise, sit back, enjoy these random floating things in the background, and we'll jump right into it, starting with artifacts. So, there are a handful of new artifacts that are now available in the game, such as this Chaos Blunderbuss. And the good thing is that most of them are actually very, very easy to get. I'm going to go ahead and just showcase each of the new artifacts available today on the screen now. But again, each of these have a unique method of getting them. For example, the Chaos Blunderbuss that you guys just saw was provided from an OPR cache, super easy to get. These new Vampire's Vestments are from the seasonal rewards track, and then things like the Runic Greaves are from the PvP reward track. So again, there's a handful of different ways to pick up these. If you want a detailed guide, go ahead and check out the link in the top right corner. That kind of gives you a quick overview of every artifact in the game, where to find them, and some suggested builds on how to actually utilize those artifacts as well. And speaking of brand new artifacts, this is a friendly reminder that whenever a new season starts with new artifacts, there is another gold making opportunity. To be more specific, if you have a handful of these different matrices, so a weapon matrix, jewelry matrix, or an armor matrix, the prices of these skyrocket for the first week or two of a new season. So check your inventory because you might be able to make some quick gold. Next up, we have some new seasonal events coming to Season 8, starting with the Springtide Bloom. This is a annual event, and honestly, in regards to picking up tokens, if you guys have done this event before, nothing has changed except for some new rewards. Again, this is one of the few events, in my opinion, actually worth doing because the actual rewards that you can pick up are actually pretty decent. To be more specific, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the store to show you an exact look of what we're talking about here. So I'm going to click through this, and here we go. Right off the bat, we can see there's a few different food options, including a luck boost food, which is great. If you guys are new to this event, it's worth picking up this beekeeper set, which is also pretty cool. I'm sure you guys have seen it around OPRs. And again, you can see a handful of some previously used skins. So if you're new, you can pick that up. There's also some brand new items for everyone, including the Abigail horse mount and 715 armor patterns, which honestly, in my opinion, are worth picking up and playing around with. 715 gear score really is not that bad. Plus, there's the typical chromatic seal and Azoth inductor, and a brand new set of Viridian skins, which also looks pretty cool. But yeah, again, there's a handful of pretty cool skins here. If you guys are a hardcore New World fan, it's worth grinding out some of these tokens. Again, just visit the main every main town and just claim the gifts at the center of each town, just like this as well. It'll just give you reputation and tokens. If you do this every day in each town, you honestly won't have any problem picking up all the rewards you need. And again, you're going to be collecting a handful of tokens. Friendly reminder for all of you guys that may be new, at any of these event locations, you can just uh, basically form a bunch of normal tokens into premium ones, which you can then use to get some of the goodies. Next up, let's talk about Capture the Flag. So, although Capture the Flag is not going to be launched and included directly in Season 8, there will be some preview weekends for you to play around with the actual mode itself and provide some feedback. So, on the screen, you can kind of see a sneak peek of what this is going to look like. Again, the overall idea behind these games are to be a little bit shorter than OPRs and very movement based. Like there's jump pads, some speed boosts. I can tell a lot of haste builds are going to have fun with this mode. Plus, the cool thing is that one of the two maps, which is this one we're showcasing right now, is named The Bridge by some of the developers, but realistically, it does not have an official name yet. It's going to be up to the players where you can actually send some recommendations, and people can actually vote on what the final name will be, which is also pretty cool to see in the game. So be sure to check out the official Discord and vote for your favorite names. With every season comes a brand new seasonal reward track, both the free and the premium version. So I'm just going to go ahead and skim through these for all of you guys that might be interested in learning more about what you can actually unlock through these season pass rewards. And honestly, there's a few things that actually caught my eye this season, so I do think it's actually worth kind of grinding out at least the free version. So right off the bat at level 20, you can see that one of the new artifacts, the Lich Gloves. So if you're after those, that is pretty typical to kind of just do a few activities and hit level 20 pretty quickly. I'm going to go ahead and just hover over some of the other skins and emotes that you kind of encounter as you continue to progress. There are some pretty cool weapon and head skins, in my opinion. I am a fan of seeing transmog tokens in the free version. Again, I know there was a lot of controversy over not being able to grind those out each week, so at least they're including some in the free reward track. At level 80, you can get the Vampire's Vestment. Super, super cool artifact. I think this will be very interesting with Voidblade builds. So stay on the lookout and grind that out as well. There's the typical titles, some new dye. And at level 91, you actually get a Barbershop token. So that's great. I'll be highlighting how exactly that works later on in the video, but it's nice to have it in the free version so people are not forced to actually spend real money just to use one of these new features. So that's a great positive to have as well. Plus, right at the end of the free reward track, you can pick up some free matrices and a cool camp skin. So hey, might as well pick it up. Plus, with every new season, there's also a handful of new items in the store. If you guys are super sweaty and want certain things like a cool new ninja run emote or um, maybe some new gestures or logos for your guild logo or new mounts, I mean, you guys get the picture. I just wanted to give a quick call out because there is some new stuff in there. So if you're into that kind of stuff, go ahead and check it out. Plus, your activity finder tab is going to look a little bit different. For starters, there's going to be a icon for Outpost Bare Bones, which essentially means your gear doesn't matter, everyone's on the same playing field, and it's really a test of skill. There's also going to be a Capture the Flag icon that showcases the most upcoming preview week, and then of course, Outpost Rush. That brings me to the next point, is that we did it, guys. We finally have a new OPR map. The Coral Divide is officially in the game, and it's actually rotating every hour between the two maps. So it's a nice little change of scenery and mixes things up. It makes those OPR nights a little bit more fun and fresh as well. So be sure to go ahead and jump in and play around on this new map. I believe this is locked in, but of course, the developers are always looking for feedback. So let them know in the Discord. I'm sure they're getting a lot of comments this season. I know there's a few bugs here and there as well. But again, we finally have the OPR map, and it sounds like there's another one coming down the road. Plus, there's a brand new 3v3 arena map coming soon. And with the launch of Capture the Flag, there's going to be 2 maps. So I think they finally got the clue that we actually like maps in this game and that we want to mix it up a little bit without staring at the same thing over and over again. Another extremely exciting thing is that we actually have some brand new consumables in the game that will really mix up the PvP and overall war scene, in my opinion, just because of how unique these are. For example, we have a infused lifesteal potion. Watch out, Voidblade users are going to be a little bit scary with this and very difficult to actually take down with the increased overall lifesteal. We have the infused grit potion, which potentially could have a play with certain bruiser builds if used wisely, and maybe even some other builds as well with the utilization of grit. We have the infused shield potion, which allows you to become shielded. And again, keep in mind that all of these are about 15 seconds long, which is a very long period of time. We also have the infused health shot potion, which essentially is a shot of a health pot. It's a little bit smaller amount of health, but a smaller cooldown as well. And we have the infused burst regen potion, which essentially is like a beefed up regen pot as well. And I'm kind of mixing and matching these as well. I'll jump out of my inventory, but you can see that they do share kind of like a similar cooldown as well. So choose your potions wisely because there's a whole lot of them now. Probably the most interesting thing that I have to share too is that there's a handful of new perks and they are extremely sought after. For example, the fire retardant power right here is going for 25k on my server and it's just disgusting. So if you guys can actually pick up any of these soon, you'll be sitting on a ton of gold. The heavy metal conglomerate piece is currently going for 190k on my server, and it's probably the most sought after perk in my opinion out of the new ones because you can actually stack rend just from attacks with your weapons. There's even buy orders for 140k. So again, people aren't just listing them just to be kind of funny. People are actually buying them for a ton of gold. Next up, we have, let's see, we have the soapstones. So this one allows you to gain 18% haste for 5 seconds after triggering a traversal action. So again, I can see people in like Hatchet Greatsword going crazy with just haste builds, especially with this new perk as well. It's going to be very interesting, especially with Capture the Flag. Next up is the Charge Magnetite Chunk, which is also a very, very cool one. It basically allows you to use a basic attack, which boosts up the damage output of your next ability. And then once you use an ability, it boosts up the damage of your next basic attack. So it's like light attack ability, back and forth, which could be very dangerous with certain combos. So it could be very, very interesting based on how your build is set up. Next up, we have the Soul Heart Alternator. This allows you to essentially pick up some more stamina regen, which is always very, very important, especially in PvP. The last thing you want to do is be exhausted in a battle. These are currently having 40k buy orders, which again, insane. Next up, we have the Essential Oils. This essentially just buffs up the overall healing from certain consumables. I don't personally think it's going to have a play, maybe in some PvE stuff here and there, but realistically, I don't think so. Last but not least, we have the Vampiric Essence, which even more lifesteal is now being added to the game, so you can really, really set up some scary lifesteal builds now. Aeternum finally has its own Barbershop, and you can access it directly through the NPC that typically does transmog. And once you jump in, you'll see a handful of different options where you can change things like the eye color, your facial hair, pick up some scars or tattoos, change your skin tone even. So realistically, he's a little bit more than a barbershop, right? Because you can change basically anything and everything about your character. There is a slight catch though, and that's because this is not a free option. Yes, you can pick up a free token at level 93 in the free rewards track, but realistically, if you want to use this, you're going to have to drop 10k marks of fortune. And that really covers it. I mean, there's a nice quality of life feature in arenas now too that allows you to ready up so you don't have to awkwardly stare there and just stare at a gate for 60 seconds. And there's a few other quality of life things in the game. Overall, I hope you guys enjoy the video and all the changes that have come to New World Aeternum. It's nice to see that there are a lot of quality of life things happening here and there. I just wish they happened a lot sooner. But hey, better late than never in my opinion. And I'm glad that there's more and more new content coming into this game. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking it and subscribing because I have a whole lot more New World Aeternum content headed your way. Thanks again, and I'll catch you guys later.